Hope you had a good President's Day on Monday. Maybe you had the day off. This is Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Abraham Lincoln's birthday is February 12th. Lincoln was the 16th president. He was a very wise and kind leader. The life of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was born in Kentucky on February 12, 1809. His family was very poor. Abe loved to learn. He walked many miles to school every day. At night, he did his homework by the light of the fireplace. He became a lawyer. He lived in Illinois. People called him Honest Abe. One day, he visited the South. He saw people buying slaves. Abe said, "It is wrong for people to have slaves. Someday all people shall be free." He wanted to become president of the United States. It's wrong. Many people in the North said, "Lincoln is right. The slaves should be free." People in the South said, "Lincoln is wrong. Each state can make its own laws about slaves. We need slaves to grow cotton and tobacco." There's cotton and tobacco that you smoke cigarettes with. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln won the election. He became the 16th president of the United States. 11 states did not want to be part of the United States. They formed a new country. They called their country the Confederate States of America. So the southern part, the South, didn't want to be part of the United States. But Lincoln said the states must stay united. A terrible war began between the North and the South. It was called the Civil War. Many people died in this war. There's the cannons. At last, in 1865, the Civil War ended. The South lost and came back into the Union. The slaves were free. Lincoln had saved the country. Free at last. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. Black people were very happy to be free. The people of the North were happy too. Lincoln planned ways to help the South after the war. He wanted the whole country to work together again. But the people in the South were not happy. Many of them hated Lincoln. John Wilkes Booth was from the South. He was a famous actor. He planned to kill Lincoln. On April 14th, 1865, Lincoln went to the theater. John Wilkes Booth had a gun. He shot and killed Lincoln. Many people cried for many, many days after Lincoln died. He was the greatest leader they had ever known. Sorry. Do you know these words? Find these words in the story. Draw a line under them. Copy the words, write the meanings. Be born, was born, family, poor, mile, fireplace, lawyer, visit, visited, buy, bought, slaves, wrong, free, president, state, laws, grow, grew, cotton, tobacco, election, country, Confederate, united, terrible, war, between, leader, Civil War, lose, lost, save, saved, plan, planned, work together, hate, hated, actor, kill, theater, gun, shoot, shot, great, greatest. Abraham Lincoln was what in Kentucky on February 12, 1809? Abraham Lincoln Ding, ding, ding. He was born in Kentucky on February 12th, 1809. Lincoln became a what? Lincoln became a bing, 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 lawyer. You got it. Lincoln became a lawyer. When Lincoln saw people buying slaves, he said, "It is what for people to have slaves? It is right or wrong?" You got it. Beep, 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 beep. It is wrong. In 1860, he became the 16th what of the United States? He became the 16th president. Bing, 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 bing. 11 southern states formed a new... 11 southern states formed a new country. They formed a new country. They called their country the what states of America? The new country was called the Confederate States of America. The soldiers were the Confederates. Many people died in the what war? Many people died in what war? Bing, bing, bing. You got it. The Civil War. Many people died in a lot of the wars, but many people died in the Civil War between the North and the South. Many people died in the Civil War between the North and the South. After the war, the who were free. After the war, who was free? Bing, bing, bing. You got it. Slaves were free. And who shot and killed Abraham Lincoln? Who shot and killed Abraham Lincoln? John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth. Americans will always remember Abraham Lincoln because, I was going to say he has a big beard. And he was honest. Good Christian. Okay, so let's look at these. How can you match this? Slave is the 16th president of the United States. Slave is a famous actor who killed Lincoln. Slave is the war between the North and the South. Or slave is a person who is not free and works without pay. Bing, 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 bing. Yes, letter D. A slave is a person who is not free and works without pay. Number 2, the Civil War. Civil War was the 16th president. Civil War is a famous actor. Or the Civil War was between the North and the South. That's right. The Civil War was the war between the North and the South. Confederate States of America were the 16th president, was a famous actor, or was a new country formed by 11 southern states that did not want to be united with the northern states. That's right. The Confederate States of America was a new country formed by 11 states. And Abraham Lincoln, who is Abraham Lincoln? That's right, the 16th president of the United States. And John Wilkes Booth, who was he? Why does he have a middle name? Named Wilkes. John Wilkes Booth was a famous actor who killed Lincoln.